So now let's customize the dashboard to my specific preferences. Each person is able to set up their dashboard to view the data that is most important to their role or job within the organization. Security settings are in place so that store owners can limit the information employees can view using the dashboard. To customize your dashboard view, select the Edit button, which is your pencil icon, to bring up the Configure Pod window. Each pod contains different configuration options. Across the top, you will notice the business area selections. So anytime you click on that pencil icon, it brings up this Configure Pod. Whether you're on pod 1, 2, 3, or 4, you'll see this exact same selections that you can choose. So you'll have the sales, you'll have merchandising, inventory, POS, salespeople, or other. So if I was to click on the sales, now I can go down to report name and click on the drop down, and these are all of your different options that you can do under sales. You have the sales summary comparison, sales by day, sales summary by class parent, sale by time of day, sale by time of week, sale by month summary, sale by time of day summary, and sales by day of a week summary. So depending on which selection you choose, it'll bring up different types of graphs. You'll see I selected sales by day, it brings up this graph. Each one you select will bring up different options. You'll see this one, the sales summary by class parent, you have two different graphs that you can choose from. So depending on what you choose here, whether it's sales, merchandising, inventory, POS, salespeople, or other, you'll have the different report names within each one. You'll have the graph type, you'll have the order by, and you'll have the period. And you can either save it to dashboard, so that way this particular thing comes up every time you go into the dashboard, or you can use the peek button, which I'll show you here in a little bit. Each month, we're going to add new reports to the dashboard as we receive your feedback about what is important for you to see. So for this one, we're going to select sales. We're going to select sales by day. It automatically has this graph type. We're going to do an order by class parent. See your other options that you have there, store, supplier, class, or SKU. We're going to do class parent. And then based on, we're going to do quantity, but you can do profit, sales, or quantity. And then there's the period. We're going to do 1 month, but you have all of these different options as well. Today, yesterday, 3 days, week to date, 1 week, 2 weeks, month to date, and 1 month. And then if we want to save it, we want this to automatically come up every single time. We can click on Save to Dashboard. You'll notice that in blue, accessories has the most sales by quantity per month. But if we go back and change this to sales instead of quantity, you'll notice that footwear in yellow has the most sales per month by sales and not quantity. So now let's change the pod 2 to a different report. So we're going to select the Edit button, the pencil icon. That brings us into being able to configure pod 2. Now we're going to select merchandising. We're going to select best sellers, but you see there's the different options. You can also do worst sellers. We're going to select the bar chart this time. In order by, we're going to select supplier. We're going to choose sales. And period, we're going to choose month to date. Since we want to keep the store sales report on our dashboard the next time we come back, we can just take a peek at this bestsellers data right now and then revert right back to the store sales when we're done. So what we can do is we can select this peek button since we don't want to save it permanently to the dashboard. And that lets us peek at the bestsellers. So again, you can click on the bar. It's going to show you exactly what those sales are for that supplier that you're looking at. You can click on the X to get out of that. When you're done with the peek, we can simply select the Undo button It's in the top right hand corner, and the pod reverts back to store sales. Now let's move on down to pod 3. We're going to change our inventory valuation from store based to class based, and actually this one is supplier based. So we'll change it from suppliers to class. So we can click on the pencil icon, go down to order by, click on the drop down, and I'm just going to choose class parent and select the save to dashboard because I want to make that my permanent setting now. And now we have the inventory valuation for today based on our classes. And again, you can do this by store, by supplier, by class, and that shows you exactly what you have on hand by quantity, cost, and retail. Keep in mind that this information that you're seeing is at the store owner level. At the top right hand corner, it's at that top level. If you were navigated down to the store level at the top right, say you were at store 1, you would only see the inventory quantity and value for that store under this dashboard. The other thing is each user that logs into Rick's Enterprise can have their own dashboard settings. So if I log in as Denise, then I can create my own dashboard, as well as other users can create their own dashboard. So maybe there's something that you want to look at that somebody else doesn't on their dashboard. You can do that. Finally, let's change our 4th pod to get a quick count of some key files in our business. So we're going to select the edit, the pencil icon in the right hand corner. And now what we're going to do is we're going to select other. And it's already on object counts. We're going to select today for the period, and I'm just going to click on peek because I just want to take a peek at this. So instead of running a variety of file setup, inventory, and customer reports, you can now get a quick view into your counts for these key areas of your business. So I can see exactly what the object, suppliers, this is how many suppliers I have in the system, how many SKUs I have in the system, SKUs with on hand, UPCs, customers, customers with emails, if I use a Frequent Buyer program, those Frequent Buyer customers, how many gift cards I have and how many gift cards I have with a balance. So it's just strictly an object count. And then we are done. When we're done with that peek, we can simply select the undo button and the pod reverts right back to the tender type information. So we can click on that undo button. And it's right back to how we want it. You can create each pod how you want it. So there's many different things that you can look at, whether it has to do with the sales, and again, all the different options on sales, the merchandising, and you have your different options here for the best sellers and worst sellers, the inventory, and your options here, inventory valuation, negative on hand, and sales versus inventory, your POS options, you have store sales, tender type distribution, a graphical view, POS open batch status, and items queued for syncing. And then you have salespeople and those options, salesperson performance, and then salesperson sales. And the last one is the other, which there you have your object counts. So many different ways that you can either program each pod or just take a peek at different options when you come into the dashboard. We are very excited about our new dashboard feature. We only touched on really the tip of the iceberg in this video. We really look forward to your team customizing the dashboard to your liking and providing us great feedback about the key information that is important to running your business. This webinar will be on your Rick's Enterprise menu, so you can view it any point in time, and then we'll have additional help as well, and we will update it as we have more features to the dashboard. Thank you.